So this is the spare Becker Audio 10 cassette deck that came with my W210. I'm not actually going to use it. It's not correct for my car. In Australia, they always came with a Eurovox deck with the pre-faced lift models. So someone has actually fit this at some stage. Nonetheless, these are actually quite desirable in Australia anyway. And of course, it did have the typically decomposing rubber soft touch coating on that knob there. The reason I took the faceplate off was for easy removal of that knob, because it just disintegrates as soon as you touch it, and it was really disgusting. I did not want to try and grip onto that at all. It's just unbelievably disgusting. It's sticky just to touch it. So these are the presumably 3D printed versions that are on eBay. Ridiculously expensive for what they are, but 3/4 of the price is shipping from Germany, which is just hideous at the moment. They're nowhere near as good as the originals. Very clearly they are not nice to look at, but at least it's not sticky. There's no soft touch rubber on it, it's just hard black plastic. It does have some kind of light transmitting thing in the middle there, so that should still light up. I don't think it'll work as well as the original, but hey, at least it's not sticky to touch. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this deck back together, and then we'll have a look at what this ridiculously expensive aftermarket knob looks like in there. So this is what it looks like installed, and no light is going to make it there. That's kind of just for decoration only. There's no way the light will actually get up to that, because that's just a standard like rotary encoder with a steel shaft or aluminium shaft. There's nowhere for the light to actually get into that. As you saw, that was solid black plastic around the collar, whereas these light can actually enter through the side. So yeah, it's kind of a piece of crap, but well, at least it's not sticky rubber. And this is what a 2000 era Becker cassette mechanism looks like inside. It's a lot more sparse compared to the older generation units. And it does use a genuine Mabuchi motor. I might actually power this up on the bench just to test it out, because believe it or not, I've never done anything with this deck at all, even when it was in the car. I don't even know if that cassette mechanism even works. I guess we'll find out. So good news is this thing actually does work. Just going to try it with this chrome cassette that I've got spare. Make sure it actually loads it up and plays it just fine. I don't have any speakers connected, so that part of the test is not going to happen. I've not read the manual for these, but I don't know, does it automatically detect if that's a chrome cassette? I didn't see if there's any little switches to detect if those additional holes on the back of the cassette are present. Certainly not, as far as I'm aware, showing any signs of that being a chrome cassette, and I don't even know how to change the mode. I don't even know how to change sides of the cassette either. That's not very intuitive, this control panel. Ah, could it be this to reverse the sides? No. No, that's eject. Okay, that's not the traditional eject logo. How do you change the side? Okay, that's rewind. That must be fast forward. That is ridiculous. Oh, that's music search. So these are music search. Forward and backwards. I still haven't worked out how to change sides, because it is double-sided. Oh, there you go, side 2. How ridiculous. So there's one variant of Dolby noise reduction. Interesting. And I do not know if it supports chrome or metal cassettes, and if it does, maybe it's automatic. Maybe it tells by the reading of the tape, or there are some switches down here, I do not know. I'm sure people that are more familiar with these can give me an answer. This is the part number of this deck for anyone interested. So it's a Becker BE3101, and that is the MB part number on the bottom there. It's possibly unique to Australia. I don't know if this is available anywhere else in the world. I know the CD version of this deck, the Audio 10 CD, I think that's made by Alpine, but this is definitely made by Becker. And it does actually support the CD changer by fibre optic. That adapter for the antenna is not from this deck. I just stored the one that came with my replacement deck on this one. So this works fine, as far as I'm aware anyway, and it's just going to go back in the cupboard with my collection of other useless rubbish that might get used one day.